Whose report would you believe? Hello everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Podcast with Sheila. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the report of the Lord. Let every man be a liar, but let God be true. The power of God is still at work this day in our lives. God is still in the miracle working business. I am a miracle. My whole life is a miracle. I'm a living testimony. That is why I chose to be doing this podcast, to be sharing real life experiences. Back in the years in 2005, I traveled on a holiday to England. And just before I was leaving Ghana for the United Kingdom, I had asked somebody to get me waist beads from the market in Ghana to help me check my weight as I go along, because sometimes when you travel you get so busy and you begin to put on weight and don't even recognize it. But I wanted something to help me check my weight regularly as I go along, so the waist bead was what I settled for. So the person got me waist beads from the market. And when she brought it, I put it on. The night just before I traveled, I had a dream. And that waist bead had turned into a snake in my dream. And it felt so cold, such that it even felt real in the physical. So I woke up from my dream and I cut the waist bead off my waist and prayed. That night, I traveled. When I traveled, I had to share a bed with an aunt who was just about my age then. So in the same room, she got to know when I was in my cycle. So she asked me, "So do you have your cycle regularly?" And I said, "Yes, why not?" Then I didn't even know that people miss their cycles, or I didn't know that some women don't have their cycle at all. It was strange to me. It was news to me. So I told her, "Who doesn't have a cycle? Which woman doesn't have a cycle? Every woman has a cycle until they get to their menopause. So what are you talking about?" Then she said to me that I have not had mine in years. Then we were around age 25. So both of us, we are about the same age, but we are apart in a month. So we were both around that age, 25 years old. So I was wondering who will be at that age and will not be menstruating. It was a bit strange to me. Anyway, I stayed in that house for less than a week and had to move over to another house with another aunt. And I never bothered myself about what she asked me. And I was never worried that my menstrual cycle was ever going to be disrupted. I was never bothered about it. But I spent the holidays in England and came back to Ghana. And suddenly I realized, as I left that house, a month after I left the house, I didn't see my cycle again. So my cycle stopped. It was very weird and I was worried about it. But anyway, I came to Ghana and I went to the hospital to have it checked. So they checked it, and then I was told that I had a polycystic ovarian syndrome. That is when both ovaries shrink, such that your ovaries are not able to function as they have to. So it's our ovaries that shred at the end of every month, and then it turns into blood and comes out. That is when you're not making babies. So that is the little bit about our menstrual cycle. So my menstrual cycle ceased then in 2000 so now coming to 2006, my menstrual cycle ceased. I was so worried about it. Just about the time that my menstrual cycle ceased, I had an outbreak on my face. So I had serious rash issues on my face, all over my face.